got original 1966 Ford F100 Pickup Truck. These are original AM radios that came in their trucks. I did put a few in the vans and cars. And this one was in pretty bad shape when we got it. She's pretty rusted up. Anyhow, we've completely restored the case. The front end of it, I put this piece of metal on here so we can make sure everything is lined up. When I screw it down, this is a two-piece radio you put in, and when you get it, the needle dial will be set on 5. That means the tuner is set on the lower end, and that's the way you put it together that way, so it is tuned. You got to time the tuner with the head. These wires here, this is for your LEDs. I've got everything marked, so after you put it all together, you just reach over there and plug it in. And we've done a full Aurora design conversion. It has AM FM stereo, 4 channels out, 45 watts a channel. It has seat and scan. It'll scan stations for you. It has voice ID, because we don't want to change the look of it. This is what we like to look at. It kind of goes with the truck. It has a auxiliary in, which is automatic. We'll be demonstrating that. It has a USB port. This is your USB port. You'll be getting harness. It's got a harness, a mount that comes with it. This will play the thumb drive you're gonna get with music on it. It's got manuals on it, even though I give you a paper set, and the video will be on it. This will also charge your devices, your phone and stuff. And it is got Bluetooth, hand-free phone calls, voice assist. It's fully loaded. It's got pre-outs on it if you want to add a sub or an amp. We're going to put in a DVC speaker we have here with the original mount back in the truck. That's a 5x7. He's going to put a little flat sub in. This is a 10-inch, very small, powered sub. Comes with all the wiring, even a control to come back up so you can turn it up and down, like you can hide it underneath the dash. And it's pretty neat. This little radio's alright. It turned out good. Put this plate on here so we can line everything up, because that's the way it goes in the dash. And he said he had a white truck, so I don't know if he's got a white dash or not. But he was talking about the stereo LED. You got a green stereo LED in it, so when you find a stereo channel, it lights up.
We thank you for having me.
Treble and bass like you've always had. You also have if you hook 2 speakers to it, which we're going to have a dual cone, you'll have stereo. If you hook 2 to it, you'll have balance, which in that speaker you won't have to worry about balance. But you have 2 more channels you can hook up. We're talking about speakers, and I've got plenty of them here. And you'll have balance and fader built in your toner. I'll demonstrate that. We're going to demonstrate it all. We're going to run it in. And let's fire it up. Right now you're on FM. You got a little operating LED over here. It changes multiple colors depending on what the radio's doing. If you want to go to AM radio, you just simply turn the radio off and right back on. Changes to red. It takes you to AM radio.
And I started talking to Paul, and his grandfather...
Off and right back on will take you right back to FM stereo.
Partnership.
Stay on the upper end of the dial to stay out of trouble, because all the good songs are on the upper end. So I stay on the lower end, maybe I won't get too much trouble. I'm going to demonstrate the balance and fader for you in case you hook up 2 more. All you do is you take this wide open treble, wide open bass. Let's go halfway on it, and we're gonna go clockwise like a 12 to 2 motion, 1, 2, she's going to come on there and say in the balance mode. As long as you're moving this control in that mode, you can fade, in the fader mode, you can fade from front to rear speakers. Let's get a little music going so we can hear what we're doing.
Fader adjust.
There's your rears, fronts. I'm going to fade it out where I can hear them all. Alright, I can hear them all. We're going to let it beep. Now we're back on treble and bass. It's going to go back to that same mode. We're going to go counterclockwise like a 12-10 motion. And we're going to go into the balance mode.
Balance adjust.
Right side. Left side. We're going to balance it out, let it beep. Alright, let it beep. Now we're back on treble and bass. So you can set up all 4 speakers when you're done. All you got to do is worry about treble and bass. We're going to go into the, let's let it scan stations, voice ID, and show you how to lock on the station or even find that station. And the way you do that is you take the tuning knob and you turn it up twice. 1, 2. This little light gets to blinking right here. Now it's going to start scanning stations for you without the needle moving.
Do you know the story of Gary Hart? United States
We're going to let it do a few stations, and I'm going to show you how to actually stop on the station. It will stay there on it, or actually find out where that station is so you can remember it, since this one don't have push buttons.
Poland in his heart. And the music has
it's still scanning.
Tenderness that one saves for the most warmly nostalgic.
And if you don't know Christ as your Savior, our prayer, our plea is that you would know Him today. We've talked about the reality.
I'll let it go one more.
Afternoon. I'm News 2.
Say we like that station there. All we do is turn this up one time. It'll start flashing quick. Now we'll lock on it if we don't touch it, or it will go quiet till I find it. There it is. So I know it's somewhere around the 9 there. Now I'd like to know which station it is, so I'm going to take the volume knob and turn it up 3 times.
92.9.
It will do that on AM and FM. That way you know where you're at. Say you're looking for a station, you want to get on it. It'll do it on every one. Turn it up 3 times. She'll come on and tell you what station it is. That's pretty cool. These radios do not require 12-volt consistent, no memory, no batteries change. You take a battery out of your truck, store it. When you put it back in, it'll go right back doing what we had it doing.
Must be
to visit the community.
Alright. Your auxiliary in, you're going to get a male-to-male cable that comes in the package like this one here. And all you do is plug in any device, MP3, your phone, satellite radio, XM radio, CD players, whatever you want to, but as long as it's got a head that puts out a sound. And all you do is plug it in and turn it on. Automatically changes over, the light's gone to green.
I need a man who can tame a
See if you can spot this one.
Trying to find something I wouldn't get in trouble with. Old Jerry Reed's very good.
Yeah! Here comes aim!
Now you're on auxiliary in device, you want to go back to radio, all you got to do is just simply, if it's in your glove box or wherever, just reach over and turn it off. And in 20 seconds the radio will go back to where we had it set. If you want to shorten that 20 seconds, during that time, just turn it off and back on like you're cycling from AM to FM. We're going to let it automatically change over because we're running it in, we want to check it out. Should be getting close to being ready. There it is. Automatically switch back over.
We'll talk about it after. I don't want to call anybody out specifically.
That's how your auxiliary in works.
Who had the
This radio is loaded. All kind of ways to play music.
Americana Fest this year. Awesome.
We're going to do the initial pair up
I'm excited
on your phone.
Other people to
It will take multiple devices for Bluetooth. It'll always pick the very first one, so if you're the primary driver, you want to do yours first. And we're going to do it and pair it up. We're going to bring our phone up, make sure we're on Bluetooth. Alright, let's see, we're on Bluetooth. And we're going to hold this push button down. We're going to let her help
us out. Is it a mix
out.
of people with actual talent and then people who just want to be rock star?
Bluetooth ready to pair.
But he comes to
Showed up on her phone. She'll tell me when I'm done after I tap on it.
And yeah, I mean, it's a mix of people that
Pairing completed. Bluetooth connected.
in the program or anything.
Now we're connected up. And we're going to do a voice command, because you can bring your phone up, tell it to call whoever you want to if you got it listed that way. Look up a restaurant, maps, whatever you want to do. You can do it just simply by using this push button or the volume knob. I'll show you that too. But this is your mic. It's on the extension because it's too difficult to put one in the face and have to worry about plugging it in. So this is the mic you run out. It's got a long lead on it. You can put it wherever you want to.
And whether you start off as like
gonna hold the button down, bring your phone
has
up.
stars in their eyes, and then you realize like, oh man, I really don't have what.
Play music. Alright, if you want to advance your songs, just press the button once. Twice to back up or repeat, depends on how long you're into that song. Twice, repeat it, back up, back up. Now I can do the same thing if I don't want to mess with finding that button. I can do the same thing with the tuning knob. I can turn it up, works my phone for me. I can back it up by just going back down on the tuner. That's how you're screaming your music. Phone call comes in, you can turn the tuner dial up one click to answer your call, or press this button one time. Talk. When you're done, you can hit this twice or down, or just let it hang up. It'll go back doing whatever you had the radio doing. It will override anything the radio's doing. Bluetooth will. You might get an alarm, you might get an alert. It'll let you know when you get a text. You'll get that sound, and whatever you got it set up for your text, and then it'll break in and do that sound and then go right back to radio. It's designed so you don't have this in your hand while you're driving. Nobody wants to do that no more. It's dangerous, I reckon. I don't do it. Nobody calls me. Alright, now I can just turn my phone off. It'll go back to radio, or I can be on radio and hit play, and it'll automatically change over after I've done the initial pair up. We're going to use this again. We're going to go back to radio. We're going to hold this down, bring our phone up. Stop music. Alright, put the phone in pause, going right back to radio, which there we are. Now I'm going to show you another thing. You don't have to use that button to bring your phone up. Take your volume knob and turn it up twice.
Where there is true repentance, there is also...
Play music. Right back to where we was at. I can do the same thing as this, is bringing my phone up to tell it to go back. Stop music. So this works with this and that.
You've got to look to.
Now, that's how your Bluetooth works and all once you do the initial pair up. That's pretty cool. We've covered seek and scan, voice ID, everything on that. Got a sorry station there, don't we?
I think so. Yeah.
There we go.
Well,
Film Festival. He had
Independent spirit of
our
Now we're going to do the USB. You're going to get one of these with some music on it. And a lot of people like how it is because you can operate it with the button or the knob, so you don't really have to be seeing this. You don't have to take this out unless you want to charge something or change it. You don't have to be pulling it out all the time. Just plug it in, go straight to it. The light went to a different channel. Different color, I mean. Same thing in advancing your songs. Press it once. That'll advance your song. Or I can actually do it with the tuning knob. I can back up by backing it up. So it all works together now. Like I said, you can hide this. If you won't go to pause, you've got two ways of doing it. We went up on the Bluetooth. Go up twice on the volume to get our Bluetooth up. We can take this button, hold it 1 second, go to pause. Put that in pause. The little light's going to blink a few times. The LED, we're going to go right back to radio. Back on radio. If we're going down the road, we want to listen to this. You ain't got to pull it out, stick it in, hold this down 1 second. Go right back to it. Depends on how long you're down, whether it goes to the same song or not. Now we can put it in pause by taking the volume knob and going down twice. Put it in pause, going right back to radio. So we got multiple ways of working it. Depends on where your hand's at and what you're doing while you're driving. Right back to it. And of course, if you pull it out, it'll go right back to radio.
Nine 1.1.
copy of this.
Kissing you, touching you, holding you, but take a drink, help ease my mind.
You ought to get a good sound out of it. The DVC will do you a good job, although it is a 5x7. If you want to add some more, you've got 2 more channels to do it in. Anyhow, this is your original 1966 Ford F100 Pickup Truck radio. Completely redone. It was in bad shape. And I appreciate you letting me do it for you. Thank you.